Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Southern Dirt Farm and Garden. My name is Summer and today I'll be giving you a tour of our Central Florida Zone 9 food forest. We have over 125 fruiting trees on our property, and my goal this year is to give you a monthly tour of what we're harvesting, what is flowering, what's starting to fruit, how we're using it in our kitchen. So I hope that you follow along this season. If you're just now joining me on my channel, I do monthly garden tours. We have a 1,100 square foot garden that I do tutorials on, give you monthly updates. Also put a series together on what to plant and when for Zone 9. So you can follow along and find out what are the good seeds and transplants to plant each month throughout the year. It's so important for our zone to know what to plant and when, so we can battle the humidity, battle the bugs and heat here in our Zone 9. That series will be in the description below. You can actually see what plants I'm starting and how they do through the season. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. So over in this area, this is our little vineyard. We have different types of grapes. They are all muscadine varieties because muscadines grow better in our zone. I know some people that have grown different varieties and done fine with. We just knew we'd probably have less work and efforts put into muscadines because they're a native to our area. As you can see, they don't look pretty because this is the time of year where they lose their leaves. I have a few plants with a tiny little bit of buds coming out on them, but right now they are pretty much look like they're dead. So if your vines start to look like they're dead, don't give up. They will come back. Do have some little shoots on them coming up. We do water our food forest and vineyard twice a week. In the summer, we usually don't have to because we get so much rain. Here's one little tiny leaf that is starting from our vineyard. This last row here, we have been saving this row for a specific variety that we could not get last year. In the meantime, we put Seminole pumpkins here, which have been a huge hit for our family. I do sell Seminole pumpkin seeds. If you go to my website, you can find them there, but they have been a huge survival food. We were actually at the end of the season and most all of them froze back, so we are definitely going to be at the end of the season. I did harvest a lot of them that were green, but we do have a couple plants that survived our frost in our garden. So over here is our little grove area where my husband rescued these trees. He had a client and had a grove on it, and his job was to excavate all the orange trees and burn them. Though there was a nice patch of orange trees that were just full of oranges and just beautiful. There's nothing wrong with them. So we actually transplanted them here. We have harvested buckets of fruit off them, though they do look a little sick, and I have had people tell me that they have citrus greening. Though we're not treating it with anything, we're just kind of letting it be. I really don't want to spray our plants with any kind of chemicals. So if these just die off like these have here, it's gonna be okay. We're just gonna end up replacing them with other fruit trees and different cuttings. We'll produce kind of like we did with our mulberry trees. But right now we're getting fruit. They're flowering, like over here, you can see the fruit is not that bad. And they're just beautiful here. This one looks pretty healthy to me. We also have a moringa tree here, which looks pretty rough. This is normal because I was kind of worried about this tree because it started losing a lot of its leaves, but that's normal. And it's starting to flower, which will put off pods, which then I can save the seeds to sell. And I'm super excited about that because moringa is another survival food. It kind of has like a tinge of horseradish taste. I do workshops here where I offer propagation classes and seed starting classes. You can actually visit my farm and garden and come and learn hands-on. I do want to put together some of those classes online for people that can't get here and visit the property. That will be coming soon. So over on this side are some more rescue citrus trees. These came from a completely different property. It was actually local to us. We had a property that people did not want these citrus trees. They were selling, and we actually went and dug them up and transplanted them. We have different varieties from key lime to Myers lemon to some varieties we don't even know because they were rescue plants and we weren't sure the variety. It wasn't listed on the tree. But my favorite citrus tree so far is this Myers lemon tree. As you can see, all the beautiful flowers, look at those. And our kids absolutely love the lemons. We make tons of lemonade with them. And here's another Myers lemon tree too. This one's a different kind of tree. It's kind of got, I wish I had some fruit on it. It's got different variegated fruit. It's almost like a multi-tree. I don't know, maybe one of y'all can tell me, because here's what it looks like. Can you see that one? Some taste like orange, some taste like a lemon. It could be a grafted tree with different fruits. I'm not sure, but either way, it's fruiting and it seems to be producing fine. I have a fig tree here. We also have wild muscadines growing along this fence line. Over here is our mother mulberry tree. This tree was purchased, I believe, about 8 years ago, and it has produced so much food. You can see, look at these beautiful mulberries. That is if we can get them before the birds, the squirrels do. We also had another mulberry tree that we bought a year later. Not sure what happened to it, but it eventually died. And this one was more like a bush variety. It was not like this variety. This is more like an everbearing because it fruits about twice a year. So most likely we're just going to replace that with another fruit tree. Over here I have my papayas that I started from seed. We recently had a frost. I don't know how these guys are going to do. They look like they did all right, though it does look like it got a tiny bit of frost damage. But papayas, you can start from seed and actually get fruit the same year. I don't know of any other fruit tree that is like that. So if there is a fruit tree that is like that, you can start from seed and fruits the same year, let me know, because that's just awesome. Because most trees you start from seeds can take anywhere from 6 to 10 years depending on the seed. So it's always best to start trees from cuttings if you can do so. This one is a male, which is just full of flowers right now. This is another mango tree we have. We have multiple mango trees on our property. We do not know the variety. We just bought that as a mango. This is a Barbados cherry tree. This is another fun tree for the family. This fruits most of the year. Right now it is not fruiting. We just actually finished up most of the harvest for this and trimmed them back. This right here is an avocado tree that my father started about 8 years ago, I believe, from seed. He is now not with us. So this tree is actually very special to me. It actually flowered for the first time last year. I was so excited. We got a hard freeze, and maybe a couple weeks after it started flowering, but we never received fruit. So I am not an avocado tree expert. I hear that you have to have a male and female. I'm really not sure. So can anybody answer that question? Do you need a male and female? I do know that our neighbors have an avocado tree. I was hoping that that may help, but anyways, I'm hoping you guys can help me with that tree because it's not going anywhere because it is a tree that my dad started from seed. Over here we have another rescue tree. This was a guava tree. We have 2 different guavas. We have one that's like a regular size guava with pink flesh, and the other one is a smaller guava. I've been told it's a Catalina guava, but I'm not 100% sure because these are rescue trees. And as you can see, we have some fruit on them. which usually we're done harvesting fruit off this tree in the summertime. So our big harvests are from September, August, September. That's when we harvest most of our fruit from this tree. We get bags and bags and bags of it. We make guava juice. We eat them raw. The kids love them. They eat them like apples. And we also make jams from them. Over here is our mango tree. This is another rescue tree. And last year was the first time it flowered and fruited. And as you can see, there are a load of flowers on this tree. So I'm super excited. We probably had maybe like 8 of these pods or 10 of these, and there's probably over 100 of them on this tree. So I'm so excited about that. Again, we don't know the variety. I think it's a turpentine variety because I have asked a lot of different friends. It has very stringy flesh. It tastes delicious, but it's really stringy. So I've been told it's more of a natural mango. Either way, it gives us fruit, and we have used our fruit for juices. So here's our little pineapple area. These are all pineapples that I've purchased at the store and saved the tops to. So this is about 7 years of just adding 1, 2, 3 after another. We actually have some blackberry vines that come into here. We have all kinds of wild blackberries back here. If I can get a close-up of their flowers, they're really pretty. But these have been producing really well. We have a mango tree here. Don't know the variety. This has not flowered yet, so I believe it's still quite a young tree. Over here we have our loquat tree. Their flowers are so pretty. You wait till they get dark orange, almost like this, and they're really a delicious sweet fruit, but the squirrels absolutely love them too. This was one of the first trees we put on the property along with our mother mulberry tree, but it produces tons of food. Last year we topped it because it was getting really high and it was hard to harvest the fruit, and we did recently trim back a lot of our trees. I've got more pineapples over here. Some of these pineapples are not even hooked up to irrigation and seem to be doing fine and produce. And then here is another mango tree, which we don't know the variety of because it was given to us. It's still really young and hasn't flowered yet. Our neighbor has this wild mandarin type of tree here that produces, it's got these tiny little oranges, mandarins, not sure what they're called, maybe tangerines. Here is our free mulch. We thankfully have chased down enough tree trimming companies in the area and told them if they ever need a place to dump their tree clippings that they can gladly drop them here. And we've had piles and piles that have gone into our garden, into our food forest, and of course all of our ornamental plants around the yard. It has just improved the soil, but it also will help protect the roots with this frost and hard freeze that is coming up. So I'm actually going to be putting a layer of this on most of our fruit trees today. We also have about 50 blueberry plants that are planted around our garden in our backyard. They are flowering right now, as you can see. They've pretty much lost most of their leaves. But these fruit twice a year, once in the spring and once in the fall. Here is our wild blueberry plant. We actually discovered this about 2 years ago. It's laying in a little mucky area. We actually have another one over here. And since then I have propagated this just to see how they would do if I had constant irrigation. But these grow these tiny, tiny little blueberries. And the kids love them. Can easily make some nice blueberry muffins with them. We also have elderberry on our property, which has all kinds of healing properties. It's proven to shorten a cold by 4 days and help with viruses and all kinds of things. So I actually make elderberry juice and elderberry syrup and jams for the family. So when somebody's sick in the house, we're all taking it. So it boosts your immune system. And we have tons of these. I also take cuttings and propagate little trees and sell the cuttings as well. So if you're looking to add elderberry to your food forest, we have a ton of it, and it just continues and continues. So here we have our banana trees. These are on the property next door to us. These were actually here when we bought the property, and they just keep going and going and going. We have hundreds of them. They recently were damaged by the last freeze we had. And the good thing about these is they will come back over time. Our bananas just keep going, and they're on this side as well. We also have sugar cane on our property. And again, this was here when we bought the property. Right now they're in this little flowering stage, which is so pretty. It's really nice to just cut these off, and you can use them as arrangements. They kind of look like little Christmas trees. But it's really nice to have these because if something were to happen where you don't have access to sugar cane would be so nice to have, because you can definitely use it in everything that needs sugar. It is kind of a pain in the butt when we try to process it, but maybe one day I will get a nice little sugarcane processor so we can juice it. I also have a dragon fruit tree that a friend gave me, and I'm not quite sure yet where I'm going to put this, because I do want to make sure I have the proper stakes and little tower for it to grow on. But I'm really excited about that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you've learned something along the way. If you see something that I can be doing better in my garden, please don't hold it back. I do not know it all. This is a learning journey for me, as well as I hope it is for you. So if you have any suggestions for me or recommendations, please drop them in the comments below, or you can definitely private message me if you don't want to point something out. I have people messaging me all the time, which I love because it's definitely making me a better gardener. And thank you guys so much for your support in ordering the GreenStalk Gardens and the Vego beds and all the products that I use, which you can find on my website, www.southerndirtfarmandgarden. All those sales definitely help my business grow, so I appreciate any of you guys ordering the products that I love and use, along with my seeds and my cuttings from my fruit trees. That has become a wonderful business for me to add on through the YouTube channel. So I just wanted to thank you guys. I will have some seed starting workshops coming up and some propagation workshops coming up, so stick around. I'll definitely announce them on my channel, and if you're not signed up for the newsletters, that's another way I let everybody know what's going on. So I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time.